Good morning internet and welcome back to the channel. So it's Thursday morning, it's the 27th of February, and yeah, it's not a bad day. It's nippy. What have we got? 9 degrees, so about 6 degrees, 6 or 7 degrees, yeah, but it's a nice sunny day. And so I thought to myself, I haven't got a lot of time. Oh, I've done it again. This. I always do this with this side stand. Forget it's down. No, never mind, such is life. Right, so I thought, I haven't got a lot of time because, well, one this morning, it was absolutely covered in frost, really frosty here. And I thought, right, okay, I'm not going to go out and freeze to death. And this afternoon I've got a couple of meetings that I've got to go to, and so this is going to be like a real short ride, but at least I get out on the bike. It's a bit muddy around here, look at this, look. Unbelievable. I know farmers have got to do their job, I get that, I really do, but it's just a shame they leave so much mud all over the place. Right, I just need to, now I changed the mirrors on this, look, yeah, I had these mirrors, I've had them for years, I bought them for one of my other bikes, and I never fitted them, and I thought to myself, because those mirrors, the standard mirrors on these bikes, they do tend to vibrate a bit, so I changed them for these, and I got to be honest, these aren't too bad. This one's not really adjusted that well. I've got to adjust it. That one's fine. That one needs to kick out a bit there. I can't even remember where I got these mirrors from. They were only cheap things, but this one seems a bit floppy, to say the least. This one's great. This one seems a little bit loose. I think it needs to be maybe have a splodge of silicone put behind it and then fixed in the right position, which I think I might have to do. But yeah, so like I said, I just needed to get out on the bike really. Yesterday the weather was pretty rubbish. Yesterday it was raining. It just wasn't nice at all. So yesterday was a stay indoors day. And then this morning, like I said, the frost this morning was, you know, well, we haven't had a frost for weeks, but according to our weather forecast, it is supposed to get a lot better. Now whether it actually is going to or not, of course, is a different kettle of fish. We will have to see. I'm not too sure, it keeps flashing up, mode change denied, retry on the next ignition cycle, which is really weird. So I wonder what that's all about. So do you know what, I am going to stop a minute and I'm just going to switch the ignition on and off, because I really don't know what that is about. I don't know what it meant, mode change. It could have been, I wonder if it was me when I was messing about with the hang on, I'm going to try and get this mirror done a bit better here, like that. That's better. I'm steaming up again. How's that? Is that better? That's better. That one's good. Right, hang on. I'm going to switch this back off. And then back on again. Let it do its thing. Okay. There you go. Right. Right. Let the car go behind me. I quite like these mirrors. What do you think, huh? A bit jazzy looking, eh? The other ones, I didn't. They were a bit weird, to be honest. But so, like I said, I'd forgotten I got these, and then I came across them the other day, and I thought, you know what? I'll stick them on. But this one does seem to be vibrating a bit, but it seems to be a bit loose. Now, whether you can actually tighten it up or not, I'm not too sure. Which is a shame, because I do actually like them. You know, you get a good view in them. But I think that one, for some unknown reason, is a little bit loose. So, it might need a bit of work in progress done in it. Not a problem. Here we go. More mud on the road. So 956 kilometres on the bike. Like I said, this is the more I want to get it to the 1,000. Yeah, I don't think I'll do that today. I might do it today. Look at that. That house is coming on in leaps and bounds. Look, looking pretty good. So which way am I going to go is the question. I think we'll go this way, and then we'll probably just drop down into Audierne, to be honest, today. And like I say, it's just a case of having a quick ride. That's it. I mean, it is a lovely day. Look at this. I mean, absolutely beautiful blue skies. We just need the temperatures to get up now. But I gotta be honest, anything's better than the flaming rain. I mean, we get too much rain here. We really do. It's absolutely horrible. You know, it's just rain day after day after day. Any funny look? These I do actually quite like these mirrors. I know I keep on banging on about the same thing, and I do apologise, but hey ho. That's what happens, you see, when we get all this bad weather and I'm just stuck up inside, and you get totally and utterly bored. The brain starts to pickle, huh? Yeah, alright, here comes the old gendarmes, hey? Morning, gentlemen. Oh, one on his own. That's unusual. You don't often see that. There's normally at least two of them. Now, I'll tell you what, I wasn't going to put my thermals on this morning. I thought to myself, I got a couple of things that I had to do this morning before I left to come out. And then I thought, you know, maybe I'll be okay. But I got my thermals on. I have put them on. And you know what? I'm glad I have, because it's not really warm. I got to be honest. As you're riding along here, you know, you can really feel it on you, but still, never mind, eh? Such is life, as they say. So I'd just be so glad. My life at the moment is just taken up with, like, as you all know, hospital appointments. I've had so many hospital appointments in the last few months. It's been, and of course, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's all for the good thing. I mean, you know, but, and my operation is, like I said, on the 10th of March, so that's not far away now. But prior to me going in to have it done, I've got a consultation again with the surgeon, and then a week afterwards, after the operation, which will be the 17th of March, I've got to go back in. They've got to do the full test to make sure that the blood is flowing nicely around the leg where it's supposed to be, which at the moment it's not. And of course, you know, so I mean, I'm not moaning at having these operations done at all, because I mean, it's for my own good, you know, and getting me over these things, hopefully, once and for all. But on top of that, I'm having so many other meetings to do with the legal side of things, which is taking up a lot of time. Meetings with solicitors and barristers, and sooner or later there's going to be court cases, and when we get to a stage where I can sort of say what it's all about, because I hate the cloak and daggery stuff, you know, I really do. And to be honest with you, I don't particularly like going all through this, but sometimes needs must, you know, and you have to do these things. But I will be so glad when our lives, or my life especially, just gets back to a normal, get up, where am I going to go today on the bike? Without have to worry about anything else. I often see that these days, people hitchhiking, or maybe you do, maybe on more majorly routes, but normally around here it's a thing that you don't see very often at all. So I'm just wondering, which way should we go here? Should we go, yeah, I think we'll go straight down. Be interesting to see how busy Audierne is and what's going on down there. I haven't been down there for some time. This is Vet, by the way. Again, if you follow me, you'll be used to coming this way on quite a few occasions. So getting back to the bike, it's nice as the bike is sort of, you know, getting a few more kilometres on it now, how you can feel the engine changing, you know. I mean, when I first had this bike, if you're like this sort of speed, I mean, what, 44 kilometres an hour, so doing this sort of speed, you had to be in a really low gear, else it was all over the place, you know. The engine was jumping and lumping to the stage, to be honest with you, when I first had it, I thought, you know, I don't particularly like this too much. But as now it's all wearing in, it's becoming so much smoother. You know, the engine, and I mean, let's not forget, these bikes are quite torquey bikes, you know. I mean, that's what I mean. Although this is the same engine as the 450 Himalayan, it's geared different, you know. So it's not really made for sort of so much the low revs, you know. I mean, it's I suppose in a way at the moment this is probably one of the sportiest bikes that Royal Enfield do, I think. Maybe I think I'd probably be right in saying that. You know, I mean, I know you've got the new Bear, the 650 Bear, which really is like a scrambler version of the Interceptor. So, but it's not really a sort of speedy, torquey, throw aroundy fun bike. If that's that's how I describe this bike anyway. So yeah, it's I suppose when it comes to sort of low speed riding with the engine geared and tuned the way it is, I think it does actually prefer to be not a speed bike. I'm not into speed bikes, but it prefers to be out on the road rather than town bike. Does that make sense? It does to me. I was looking, just out of sheer interest, mind you, yesterday, seeing as the weather was so bad, I was just looking at the price to change these tyres, and for some unknown reason, and it was probably because I wasn't looking hard enough, but for some unknown reason I couldn't find Michelin that fitted these. There probably is the Street Pilot or whatever you call them there, or no, is it Michelin Road? I think it is. I used to have them on my Suzuki V-Strom, but yeah, for some unknown reason I couldn't find them. So, but I mean, you know, there are plenty of other makes as well. I mean, I like Michelin, I do like them. So, but there was Metzeler, there was, if I'm saying it right, God knows, there was another one as well which kept popping up, which I can't remember the name of it now. But I mean, generally for a set of tyres, front and back for this, you're looking at roughly about, and this is in euros, was about 220 euro. Now, whether that's a good price, that's French prices. French bits and pieces tend to be a bit on the expensive side, and that's why I used to buy a lot of my stuff from the UK. But we all know Brexit killed that. Right, this is no it's not, this is Pluineck, just coming into Pluineck. Yeah, Brexit killed a lot of, I'll get it from the UK, you know, putting on the import charges and God knows what else. So yeah, I tend to avoid that like the plague if possible. So I'm not too sure, maybe that doesn't include fitting, but I'm not really bothered about that, as I always fit my own tyres, so that I'm not really here or there with that one. That doesn't matter. But again, you know, it's like I said the other day, I hate wasting things. I'm not tight, I'm really not, but you know, you look at these tyres and obviously, you know, I mean, they haven't even done 1,000 kilometres yet, so there's plenty of tread on them. So I sort of look at it and think, well, you know, to change them seems an awful waste, really. It really does. So I don't know, I probably won't do it, to be fair, not yet anyway. I just find it really strange, and I know I've said this so many times before, why they put sort of semi-knobblies on this bike. I don't know, it just seems weird to me. But still, there you go, hey, only Royal Enfield can answer that. And yet so many people that have got this bike, they don't seem to mind these tyres. I mean, it's no big deal, you know, it's not a huge thing, but I don't know, I'm not 100% sure that I trust these in the wet. There's been a couple of times, mind you, to be fair, I don't go out in the wet, you know, unless I'm actually caught out in it. I don't ride in the rain. I hate the rain, as everybody knows. So, you know, I suppose I sort of don't really go out in the wet that much, but on the rare occasion that I have been out and it's been wet roads, I don't know, I maybe it's me being stupid, I just don't have the full confidence in these. And that's, to be fair, that's probably unjustified. It's me being unfair, I would think. That's a nice colour car in front. I like that. It's a really nice blue. Peugeot makes some nice coloured cars, as cars go. No, I just think it looks nice, you know. I remember the days when I was a kid. My old man, he had an Austin A35, or was it an A30? It was one of the two. I think the A35 was the van version and the A30 was the car. I could be wrong, but anyway, he had one or the other, and I always remembered it, even to this day. The registration number was POG, P-O-G 527, and he called her Poggy, yeah. And I mean, he had it from like brand new. But back in them days, cars tended to be black. You know, that was it. Oh, what car you got? Oh, it's a black one. You know, I mean, some of the old cars, I loved some of the old cars. I remember I had an Austin Cambridge, and that was a cracking car. I had a Rover 3.5, the SDI. Was it the SDI? I think it was the SDI they called it. Again, rust bucket. I mean, that was a rust bucket. That was awful. That's when, you know, British Leyland, I think it was then, they turned out some awful cruddy cars, dearie mate. You know, the minute, well, they used to rust on the bloody production line, but still, never mind. As did Ford, you know. I mean, the old Cortinas, I mean, they used to fall apart the day you got them. I mean, that's why, if you think about it, you used to walk into accessory stores for cars in them days, and Isopon was the biggest seller, wasn't it? Because everyone was filling the rust holes up, you remember? All your wheel arches just used to literally fall apart, and oh dearie mate. Hey? Still, but I used to simplicity. Remember the old engines, yeah? And I know people say, well, they wasn't really cost efficient, and they wasn't this and they wasn't that. And of course, I mean, in them days, fuel was, you know, I mean, even I remember fuel being something less than 10p a gallon. You know, I mean, it was great in them days. So I don't really think fuel efficiency came into it, did it? You know, I remember having a Ford Zephyr, a V6. I think that had about a 2.5 litre jobber. Beautiful, cracking car, you know. Used to eat the juice, but of course at that price, it was no huge big deal. We have flashing traffic lights. I don't know why, but we're going for it anyway. No, but you know, and yeah, but like I said, all the cars in them. But I tell you what I did like about 90% of the cars back then, the interiors were like walnut dash, but it was walnut, and leather seats, leather trim on the doors, you know. I mean, really nice. None of your plastics. No, I mean, let's face it, these days it's plastic everything in it, you know. I mean, I get it, you know, it's cheap, it's cheerful, you know, and it lasts, but yeah, it's just not the same. I remember having a Mini Cooper. Well, I had a Mini Cooper and a Mini Cooper S, and both of them, you know, that was really nice and fast in its day. what was it, 1275 engines, you know, and twin carbs, big twin SU or SU carbs. I mean, yeah. Hey, and you used to get your colour tune, hey, and screw one in where the spark plug was, and it was glass, and you used to tune the carbs up to get it the right colour. Them were the days, eh? You didn't need your electronic stuff then, did you, eh? No, you didn't. And you know what, I quite happily go back to all that. Right, so this is Audierne, as I'm sure you all are aware. Audierne, look, yeah. And it's not that busy really, mind you. We are lunchtime now. It is 13 minutes past 12, so yeah, pretty lunchtime. So as we go past the bars, you'll probably find there's a few people sat in them. We'll go that way. We'll go to the island and we'll go left, and we'll go along the front, shall we? Not too sure what's happening there, but we're not really going that way. But yeah, look at this. There's a temperature 14 degrees, knock off 3, so we're looking about 11, eh? I mean, give this another few months and it will be absolutely, well, I'd like to say heaving, but like I said, this area's took a battering just lately, and yeah, I think this bar's open here, but that's a bar to back, look, so they tend to open all year round no matter what. But the rest of the bars not opening. The Lagoyan Hotel there having some work done on it. In fact, it looks like it's had an extension. So obviously they don't think that the tourism's dying down. What's going on here? There's a, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a trawler coming in across there. That's one of the professionals. That island always gets me there. I just do not see the point of that island at all. I don't know why it's there. What does it do? There's no other roads coming in at all. Well, the tide's out, but we'll cop that later on. I do like these mirrors. I do like these mirrors, but they are a tad loose. I mean, I've never used them before. Like I said, I've had them for years just lying around. So yeah, have to look at this, see if I can maybe put a bit of silicone around the actual bevelly bit and see if that'll work, or just see if I can tighten them up a bit. Not too sure. I think the tide's coming in now. There's another trawler going out there, but I don't know whether you'll pick that up on the GoPro. Down to the bumpy bit of road there. One of these days they'll do this there. Yeah, the tide's definitely coming in. There's that trawler there, see? There, look. Going out to catch our fish. Actually, we might be able to. No, I don't think I will this time. I was going to go in there, but I've had a bit of a chat. We'll go along the front, I think. We'll go all the way along the front and have a look at the coast. Have a look at the sea. I love the sea, as anybody knows. That's a hotel there that always seems to do well. You know, they do meals of a night as well. It's always nice triumph outside there. Look at that, eh? A couple of people on the beach. Literally a couple of people on the beach. But little lighthouse here, look. Not that it works anymore, because it doesn't. It's just there for show. Another bar to back here, look, that's open. This is still Audierne. Well, this is Audierne coming into Escabien. This is a busy little place around here in the summer. There's a lot of hotels. These places here, look, see? Location vacancies, holiday apartments again. Oh, yeah, we're officially here in Escabien, look. Sector of Audierne. There used to be that yacht that was beached there, but that's now gone. So I'm just looking at my battery. There's my battery power. Seems to be okay. I do like this bit here. I always have done. See, there's not many boats there. Look, they keep them all there. See, so the boys in the water, but they'll all come back. A lot of people take them out for the winter, you know, save them getting damaged in the storms, what have you. Little chapel there, look, see it, that place, yeah. I don't actually know if it's in operation or people use it or what, but I'm not too sure. Now, do we go back that way and have another view of the sea coming back, or do we go home another way? I don't know. Do you know what? I think maybe, I think we will actually go back that way, yeah. New set of loos there, look. Oh, it's handy. Yeah, there's that chapel, look, see? France has got a lot of little chapels all dotted all over the place, you know. And the churches, I mean, every village has got a church. Well, certainly around here they have. And yet, religion in France, it's not allowed to be taught in the schools at all. There's no RE classes. I don't know why that was, to be honest with you. There must have been a reason, and I'm not sure how long it's been stopped for. But yeah, I mean, I used to do RE when I was a kid. I could never see the point of it, to be honest. I really couldn't, you know. Something like that, and I totally agree with the French system. Something like that should be a voluntary thing, you know. If you want to do it, then fine. No, I don't know if they do things like Sunday school across here. I'm not sure. I know they used to do it when I was a kid, not that I ever went to it, but they used to do it. But yeah, I mean, here it's a thing that just doesn't enter the schools. I'm sure it used to at some stage. So the other day I was on about, was it the other day? I think it was probably, I know I touched on it when I was on my last ride, and yesterday when I did the little video about the lady that rang up and asking about the speed of the Meteor. And you know, isn't it funny how people put a thing, there's that Triumph, look at that, nice looking bike. People put a thing on speed, you know, and they do. It's a fact, isn't it? I always remember when I was in the UK, you know, there was a lot of times that you get, and I used to laugh at this really, you get a lot of people, they got a motorbike, you know, back in really, I suppose it was the 90s and the early 2000s, you know, and the sports bikes, and they got the full leather suit. And it used to come out of a Sunday, and I'd ride it to the nearest pub or cafe and sit outside, you know, and I could never quite see the point. I mean, again, personal choice, isn't it, you know? I've always enjoyed my bikes, and again, do you know what? I've never had a full leather suit because I've never been able to fit in one. Oh dear. I struggle like hell to get in them, and I'd never get the zip done up. Yeah, but you know, I mean, I touched on the other day some of the bikes that I've had. You know, the Bandits were a good bike. the BMWs I've had a couple of Triumphs. My first bike that I started off with was a BSA Starfire. Well, no, it wasn't actually. I'm not being truthful here. The very first legal bike that I had on the road was a Honda C50. And then I had a 70, and then I had a 90. I had the three of them, eh? And I'll tell you what, I mean, I used to do, yeah, obviously commuting to work, you know, when I was a kid. But they were absolutely, they're indestructible. I wish I had them now. I mean, I really wish I had them now. But, yeah. But one of the bikes I remember that I didn't own this bike. I was fortunate enough to be friends with someone, and I borrowed this bike for a bit, and not for long, because I tell you what, it was a scary machine. Can you guess what it was? Where's this lady going out? Wait, look at this, unbelievable. Do you know, I mean, I get it, sightseeing, but she'd have soon moaned if she got run over. Still, okay, I'm going to stop moaning. I shouldn't moan. It's not exactly busy, is it? So fair play to her. Anyway, so this bike, yeah, that I had, and it was a Hayabusa, yeah, and I mean, I'm not kidding you. It was all what it was. It was frightening. The power in them Hayabusas are, they're unbelievable, you know. Mine was well, not mine because it wasn't mine, but the one I was using was the unrestricted one. I mean, they did restrict them down because, I mean, the power was just, it was just crazy. I mean, why do they build bikes with that much power for, you know, for normal road? I mean, this I suppose was back in the day, wasn't it, when, you know, I think Suzuki, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda all wanted to get the fastest bike, didn't they? I mean, you had the Hayabusa, you had the R1, the Kawasaki was the Ninja range. What was Honda's? Fireblade, wasn't it? It was the Fireblade. I mean, oh, dearie me. So many people, so many accidents, so many deaths on these bikes, you know, and a lot of them, yes, we know that some of it can be caused by other road users not paying attention and all this, but a lot of them are simply caused because of sheer speed of the motorcycle and people pushing their ability to way beyond the limits. Look at that there. Push. Oh dear. Yeah, so I don't know, but this I think is now back to how the motorcycle industry has sort of changed, because it's, you know, the big huge fast bikes, I mean, yeah, you can still get them obviously, but it's not the talking point anymore, is it? I think people now, you want to come out, you want to enjoy the ride, yeah, that's what it's all about. And again, you know, the insurance on some of these bikes are, you know, some of these big powerful bikes are absolutely ridiculous, you know. I mean, it's like my son now, he can do his 125. I think I've said this before. I do apologise if I'm repeating myself. Old age, that's exactly what it is, old age. Pete said that to me yesterday when I couldn't even make up my mind if it was a Wednesday or a Tuesday, but yeah, old age. Anyway, he can do his 125, and the licence and the training, it's not cheap, but it's not bad. But then what actually does it then is the actual insurance for him. I mean, if he does it on his own, I mean, it is expensive. So what we might do is we might actually do it with me down as the main insurer on it, and he's the additional rider, and that brings it down a bit. But of course, the only trouble is with that is having someone on your insurance, you know, if he messes up, which he's level-headed, I've got to be honest. I mean, he's been brought up with me, and you know, a lot of my mates are all bikers, and none of them are idiots, you know. We're not speed kings at all, and we're pretty sensible. So hopefully, you know, he won't get a bike and, you know, think he's Barry Sheen on it. Or I do actually like Barry Sheen, but still, yeah, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so it does change the industry an awful lot. I'll tell you what, my hands are cold. Sometimes you just got to give these just that little bit of tweak, and then they don't like real low revs. They don't. These, it is, like I say, it is a lot better than it was, an awful lot better. You know, this engine, which has now done 982 kilometres. I might actually hit the 1,000 today, eh? So I think on, when you come down to kilometres, you got to get the 1,500, and you're just about, you know, that's pretty well sorted it. So yeah, but tomorrow, the weather tomorrow is supposed to be quite nice. So I'm sort of thinking, if it is nice tomorrow, I mean, like now for instance, it's quite cold. I mean, you know, I know it's like 11 degrees, but, and I've got my thermals on and all that, but it is pretty nippy, right? And I mean, you got to remember, I am an old pensioner, you know. I mean, come on, let's be fair. But yeah, so if it is nice tomorrow, I might do that run to Ponteven. I've got a couple of things to do first thing in the morning, but yeah, I might do that run to Ponteven, and we'll just have a ride round Ponteven itself afterwards. But the main part of that, to be honest, will sort of be taking it up through the, well, up the motorway bit, and giving it a bit of a blast there, which I mean, it's more than capable to do now. So I'm going to sort of take the longish way home rather than the shortish way, and put a few more kilometres on it. I mean, that air is pretty nippy. The horses with the coats on, look. I bet they felt the frost this morning. He ain't got one on, look. Oh, and they said, oh, they're there feeding them, look. That's a riding school. These horses belong to a riding school. But I still say, you know, I mean, I know they're like, people say, oh yeah, they're used to being outside and all that, but I wouldn't want to be stuck outside. This frost we had this morning, you know, was a pretty bad frost, and I wouldn't want to be stuck outside with just an old rug over me, to be fair. But there again, the sun's disappeared and the temperature's dropped down. Look, it's come down 1 degree. I tell you what, you can feel the difference, you know, you really can. Roll on spring, eh? That's what we want. I mean, normally now the weather should be getting better, shouldn't it? You know, we should be getting a bit of warmth back into the sun. That it doesn't seem to have any power in it, you know. I mean, it's there, we can all see it's there, but still, never mind, eh? It's like the seasons seem to just be getting shorter, and well, maybe the summer season's getting shorter and the winter one's getting longer. I think that's what's happening. I think that's what it's all about. I'm just hoping that I've had my front camera at the right angle while I've been riding along. I've just noticed is that maybe it could be at a bit of a not so good angle. So this is Plozivette that we're coming back into again, look, but I've already put the name on the screen once, so I'm not going to do it again. But yeah, I'll tell you another nice bike that I used to have as well, just swapping the subject back to them. I had a CX500, I'm sure I must have said this before, and that was a cracking bike. I loved that bike. Shaft drive, opposed twin. I mean, it was, you know, it was a really nice bike. It used to eat the miles. I mean, I know it was only a 500, but it was a solid motor in them, you know. And I always remember I did a tour on it. I mean, this was back in the 90s, and me and my mate, we went to Blackpool. We had a long weekend in Blackpool, and God dearie me, the weather was absolutely awful. And I don't think, probably one of the worst tours that I'd ever done. It was really bad, you know. And it was because we basically went up to see, you know, the lights, the Blackpool lights. So I mean, it was, I can't remember the exact month it was now, but probably October. I think it is October-ish, November-ish, somewhere around there, you know. And yeah, it rained, it was blowy, and not a nice time at all. But the bike, you know, the bike, it handled it beautifully. I mean, it was a cracking bike. I mean, it really was. I had that for some time. Another nice bike I had years ago, I had a Suzuki 750 triple, and it used to have, I always remember, used to have Piper exhausts on it. Hey, it had a 3-in-1 Piper exhaust, and I always remember I walked into the shop. I was on the CX500, and I'd had that for some time, and I walked into this bike shop, and this mechanic, he was fiddling around with this Suzuki, and he started it up, and with this 3-in-1 Piper exhaust on, it sounded absolutely beautiful, you know. And of course, I was a lot younger in them days. I think I was only like probably mid-20s, and I thought to myself, do you know what, I like that bike. And I went up, and I sort of knew the gaffer of this shop, and he done me a really good deal, you know. And I picked it up a few days later, and it was black and gold. It was done up in the John Player special colours. I tell you what, it was a beautiful looking bike, absolutely, really looked the business, you know. And yeah, but of course, you know, being young, see, now these mirrors aren't too bad. This one's pretty, because of its loosey bit. I'm gonna have to sort that out. But I like them better than the stock mirrors. I don't like the stock mirrors on this bike. I think they look absolutely horrible. I really do. So I need to find a way of tightening them up a bit, I think. Like I said, maybe running a bit of silicone in the joint just might do it. Now that car was just about to come flying out of there, did you see that? And then changed her mind, I'm very glad to say. It gets me, they put these, see this extra lane here, look. This is for the tractors. I don't know. it might fit one tyre in. I just really don't see the point myself. I mean, okay, the tractor can move over a bit, but are you seeing the size of these tractors these days? They're huge. And you know, oh, there's one there, look. I mean, that tractor there, look, going up there, even with that side lane there, even if he goes in it still don't make a lot of difference. When they was actually building them things, I thought they were going to put cycle lanes in, which to me would make more sense, because, you know, cycling in France is a huge sport. But no, it was for the tractors. Like I said, they're that big these days that those lanes don't really make that much difference. They really don't. Now I can quite happily tell you that I am now chilly. I think is the word I'll use, chilly. I wouldn't want to be out for too long in this weather. I really wouldn't. Not now, not yet. It's too, you know what I mean, it hasn't warmed up enough. So, well, tomorrow we will definitely have to see what it's like, because I'm not going to be out for 3 or 4 hours if it's this cold. And yes, I know, you can call me a wimp, I don't care. It's alright for these people that live in this nice sunny locations, you know, doing these nice rides and feeling happily warm. And then there's us in the not so nice locations that freeze to death on a short. I mean, I haven't been out that long, but the trouble is, once the cold steps in, you just can't get warm. I'm gathering on my visor, I'm absolutely full of little flies. I mean, I don't think you'll get it on the front camera. Well, when I say full, I'm not exactly full, but there's a few of them. Yeah, there is a few of them. I don't know what you can see. Can you see that? Can you see? No, not showing up. Probably not. But anyway, now I'll probably forget to put that bit in when I do the edit anyway. So you'll hear me, because the mic's in the camera, is on the helmet camera, and you'll hear me saying, look at these, can you see these? And I'll be on something else. So yeah, don't think I've cracked up. But it is a case now that the cold is setting in. Yeah, so what are we, 995 kilometers. I do actually think we might just hit the 1,000. I think it's about, I don't know, maybe we won't. I don't think I'm 5 kilometers. Hey, that's a blow, but still, never mind. It's too cold to go anywhere else, so I'm going home. I can already hear the coffee cup calling me. got that mobile unit thing there. I haven't got a clue what it's for. I really haven't. Never seem to see anybody in it. "96 kilometres now." I'm not. I'm more than 4 kilometres. Now you wasn't going to stop, was you? Eh? No, you wasn't. I can tell by the look at his bearded little eye. They think because you're a bike that, well, you know, we don't have to stop. Well, you're wrong, my friend. You're wrong. We're entitled to as much courtesy on the road as the rest of you. Oh, it is nippy. It is nippy. I know I keep saying this, but it's nippy. See, I've got me big thick ski trousers that I can put on, and another jacket to put on under this one, but then it almost takes the pleasure out of riding, you know. I don't want to be dressed like the Michelin Man and can hardly move. It's just no fun. But having said that, I don't want to be out for hours freezing to death, and that's what I would be if I was out for much longer. It's getting to the stage now where it's uncomfortably cold, you know. And it shouldn't. I mean, well, it's not like 10 degrees. You know, mind you, 10 degrees is nothing really, is it? If you sat in a bath of water that was 10 degrees, you'd soon get cold. So let's face it, riding with the wind hitting you at 10 degrees, because let's face it, you know, with this bike, you haven't really got any sort of you know, wind coverage. I know I've got my little screen there, but that really was more so for the instrument panel than me. I mean, it doesn't particularly, it might put a little bit over your head, but I mean, that's about it really. So 98 kilometres we've done. 98. So we might do we might hit 99, who knows. Put the visor up a bit, I know that much, because I'm, you know, this and that, like, I know I moan, I do moan. One thing that really pees me off is mud on roads. It does, honestly, and I know they can't help it, they got a job to do, I get it, but it is annoying, you know. What have we got? We haven't even reached the 99 yet, unfortunately, and I don't think that we're going to do it. Oh well, we're only less than 2 kilometres to go, so it's not that bad really, eh? Right. Well, there you go then. A nice ride. Well, for me it was. It's alright, I'm just checking my battery, which yeah, just about to run out, I think. Well, not quite. Right then, so I hope you enjoyed that. I did. It did me the world of good. It gets me out, and even though now I'm absolutely, my fingers, look at that, they've gone white. Deary me. Still, never mind. Right, get the garage door up, get in, get the coffee on. That's the most important thing, I think, for today. Right, so you may as well ride in the garage with me, mightn't you, before we say bye-zy bye. There's the other bikes, look. And there we go. Right, so thanks for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. If you have, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I'd love you to be subscribed to me. That will be absolutely fantastic. Right, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care if you're out on your bikes. Catch you soon. Bye for now.